Once upon a time, in the grand palaces of Imperial Russia, a little girl with sky-blue eyes and a will of iron was born into the most powerful family in the empire. She was the only daughter of the Tsar, adored by her parents, doted on by her brothers, and destined to clash with a queen. This is the story of Grand Duchess Maria Alexandrovna, a Romanov who left her gilded cage for love and paid a heavy price.
Maria Alexandrovna was born in 1853 in the lavish Alexander Palace. Her father would soon become Tsar Alexander II, known to history as the Tsar Liberator. But to Maria, he was simply Papa, the man who fed her soup every evening and let her burst into his meetings like a whirlwind of energy. She was the only surviving daughter among 7 brothers. Her governess described her as fiery, stubborn, and utterly unafraid, a little empress in her own right. Her private playground included a tiny house on an island, a farm built just for her, and endless freedom to roam the imperial gardens. But Maria wasn't just a spoiled child. She was clever, curious, and determined to live life on her own terms. In the summer of 1868, at a quiet estate in Germany, 14-year-old Maria met a man who would change her life. Prince Alfred, Duke of Edinburgh, second son of Queen Victoria. He was handsome, shy, and far from home. Their meeting was brief, but sparks flew. 2 years later, fate brought them together again. Now 17, Maria spent long summer days walking and talking with Alfred. They bonded over music. He played the violin, she the piano. They dreamed of a life together. But there was one problem. Everyone else said no. The Russian Tsar didn't want to lose his daughter. Queen Victoria thought Russia was, well, uncivilized. The Empress called the English cold and odd. Both families plotted other matches, but Maria and Alfred refused to let go. In 1873, after years of resistance, negotiations began again. Maria had royal suitors lined up, but none could rival Alfred. At last, the Tsar gave his blessing, and so, reluctantly, did Queen Victoria. Maria's dowry was magnificent: jewels from Catherine the Great, dresses, furs, and one of the most dazzling trousseaux Europe had ever seen. She was leaving Russia, but not quietly. In January 1874, the wedding took place in the Winter Palace. The Orthodox ceremony glittered with gold and ermine. Then came the Anglican service. 2 cultures, 2 faiths, 1 marriage. The Tsar, pale and heartbroken, whispered, "The light of my life has gone out." Maria arrived in England like a storm in a teacup. She was regal, proud, and unmistakably Russian. Queen Victoria welcomed her cautiously. Behind closed doors, sparks flew. Maria expected to be treated like an imperial princess. Victoria insisted she follow British protocol. They fought over titles, firewood, and even how Maria should be addressed at court. One time when Marie visited Scotland, she was frozen in her unheated bedroom in Balmoral Castle and ordered a fire to be lit. When she was out, Queen Victoria entered the room and ordered a maid to throw water on the fire and open all the windows. Maria called her mother-in-law a silly, obstinate old fool. Queen Victoria found Maria haughty, especially when she paraded her Romanov diamonds before the jealous British princesses. Still, Maria carved out a life in England. She gave birth to 5 children, nursed them herself, a scandalous move at the time, and remained fiercely loyal to her Russian roots. While the public saw glittering jewels and royal appearances, the marriage was far from perfect. Alfred, once the charming prince, became moody, bitter, and drank heavily. Maria once confessed
She felt like little more than his legitimate mistress. They shared a love for music and their children, but little else. As Alfred's naval career waned, the couple spent more time apart. Maria focused on her children, determined they would not repeat her mistakes. Her daughter Marie would become Queen of Romania. Another daughter married into German nobility. But it was Maria who pulled the strings, carefully arranging every marriage. In 1893, Alfred inherited the Duchy of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha in Germany. Maria, now a duchess in her own right, found peace at last. She adored her new role, surrounded by opera, books, and quiet beauty. But then tragedy struck. Their only son, Alfred Jr., died at 24 under mysterious circumstances. Some said illness, others whispered suicide. The grief shattered them. Maria wept openly at the funeral. Her husband never recovered. By 1900, Alfred was dead. Maria, only 46, became a widow, and the world was changing fast. As the Great War tore Europe apart, Maria, born a Russian princess, married into British royalty, and ruling in Germany, found herself caught between worlds. Her sympathies were torn. Her homeland was collapsing. Her adopted countries were at war. In Coburg, angry crowds attacked her for her Russian heritage. She fled to Switzerland, living quietly in exile. Her vast fortune was lost in the Russian Revolution. Her relatives, including her nephew Tsar Nicholas II, were murdered. She lived out her final years in poverty, far from the glittering palaces of her youth. On 22nd October 1920, Maria died in her sleep in Zurich. She was 67. Her daughter simply wrote in her diary, "She was profoundly religious. I hope God will not disappoint her, as most things and beings did in her life." Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel for more great women's stories.